Today, we'll be looking at Cubone and its viability in Little Cup in ORAS. Cubone really only runs one set because while Thick Club is a very good item, it limits the amount of diversity that Cubone sets can run. So it usually runs Boomerang, Knockoff, Fire Punch, and Rot Slide, though Thunder Punch could be run over Rot Slide in order to hit water types more strongly, though Rot Slide tends to be the better option, I'd say about 60-70% of the time. The EVs are so that to maximize Cubone's damage output, Thick Club doubles its attack, so it hits 28 with Jolly and 30 with Adamant, which makes it one of the most powerful Pokemon in Little Cup. One of the things that hinders it is its low speed, so we give it mad speed in order to maximize it. After getting up Sticky Web, Cubone can outspeed the entire unboosted meta, which is very important because if it goes first, it'll hit first and kill first. One of Cubone's weaknesses is its typing. While its typing is very good at giving it a stab Boomerang, which in Little Cup is a better option than Earthquake because it hits twice, and with damage rolls, it will usually do more damage than Earthquake. Also, with the presence of Sturdy and hitting twice, it can break Sturdies, which is important because Sturdy juice is everywhere. Pokemon like Tortoga and Dwebble can't stay in as well against Cubone because it hits twice. Moving on. Looking at its moveset more closely, we already talked about Boomerang, so I'll talk about Knockoff. Knockoff is very, very good in Little Cup. It's already very good in other tiers, but since the presence of Eviolite is everywhere, Knockoff can make Pokemon softer for Cubone to kill. Also makes switching to Cubone less safe because it can knock off items and then kill with its other moves. Fire Punch hits bulky grass types like Fungus and Ferroseed, and since it also hits Ferroseed for ×4, pretty much OHKOing it 100% of the time. Rot Slide is to hit flying types because its moveset doesn't really allow for hitting flying types otherwise. Though it can run Thunder Punch, which also hits flying types, it's not as strong. Thunder Punch also hits bulky water types, as I talked about earlier, and that's really important. But Rot Slide has more damage, and it's usually the better option. Before I talk about this set, I need to talk about one of Cubone's biggest weaknesses, and that is being burned. Cubone hates being burned because once it gets burned, its attack gets halved, and it becomes a very underwhelming Pokemon. So this set mitigates that slightly. So one of the most common scenarios is Coughing, Cubone's premier counter, switches in on Cubone as it Boomerangs, and Cubone is left looking like a fool. So what this set does is, say your Cubone's on the field and you know they have a Coughing, because you obviously see this in team preview, but what you do is you Sword Stance on the switch, you take the burn as they burn you, and then you Facade, and Facade OHKOs Coughing 100% of the time, and afterwards Facade just does a lot of work. It can OHKO a lot of things that don't otherwise resist it or are immune to it, but in case things do resist it, you do have a Cubone at +0, so because the Sword Stance mitigates the burn, so you can knock off, you can Boomerang as normal, but you also have to watch out for the burn damage because that will stack up over time. Plus, Cubone is already slow, so you have to be careful of that as well. Max attack Adamant in order to do the most amount of damage. Speed doesn't matter, because there's a certain damage roll with Toffing, and you have to be Max attack Adamant in order to kill with Facade at +0, because the rest of the EVs are just spread out in order to 1 HP to maximize its bulk, defense and special defense because those were left over, and then a little bit of speed because a lot of bulkier Pokemon hit 8 to 11 speed, and you can speed tie or outspeed the majority of bulkier Pokemon. And that'll do for Cubone. Cubone's other weaknesses include being extremely weak to a lot of attacks. It's weak to ice, grass, water, and overall it should not be used as a switch in. It should be brought in afterwards unless you can predict an electric type move. Other notes: you should not be switching in Cubone to get knocked off. You should beware of Pokemon with knockoff, because once Cubone loses its Fit Club, it becomes just 100 times more useless. Cubone needs a lot of support in order to be a threat, but if you can build a team that can make Cubone shine, Cubone will do a lot of work. And that'll basically conclude it for the video. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next video, which I think will be on... I want to make it on Cubchew. Yeah, I'll make it on Cubchew. Alright, I'll see you in the next video.